Hey guys, it's Henry Goulding here, and I am going to be doing the WIRED Autocomplete Interview. Do I have to answer these questions? All right, first up, what Henry Goulding? So let's have a look. What languages does Henry Goulding speak? I can only speak like one language, and that's pretty much English. Very broken Bahasa Melayu, which is from Malaysia. But growing up in Southeast Asia, you kind of pick up a little bit of Chinese, a little bit of Indian, a little bit of Bahasa fluently, just one language. Next question. Boop. What films has Henry Goulding been in? My career started not too long ago. Crazy Rich Asians was the first, the last being Snake Eyes, which comes out July 23rd. What is Henry Goulding doing right now? Isn't that weird that people sort of like question, like, what am I doing? Perhaps, what if I was like sat in the toilet, like taking a deuce? Like, that's crazy. Some people have a weird imagination. Whoa. All right. Does Henry Goulding have an English accent? I did. I grew up in the UK. It's kind of gone here, there, and everywhere just because my wife kind of has this international accent. I've lived in the States for so long, so it's kind of wavering slightly. Does Henry Goulding have tattoos? I have lots of tattoos. I come from a tribe in Malaysia called the Iban. And so I have a huge tattoo here. I got tattoos on my shoulder, my ribs, on the sort of the inside of my arms, not knowing that I was going to be an actor. So they are the bane of my existence when you need to cover them up. So you have to come in like 3-4 hours earlier. So probably no more tattoos. Does Henry Goulding have a child? I do have a child, a new one. 3 months old, beautiful baby daughter. She is the ruler of my kingdom right now. Does Henry Goulding have siblings? I have 2 siblings. I was the youngest of 3, and so I always had kind of the youngest child syndrome of being spoiled and getting away with everything. And of course, being a mommy's boy, that helped as well. Does Henry Goulding do martial arts? I had not done a tremendous amount of martial arts. I did a lot of sort of boxing and Muay Thai kind of growing up and stuff like that. So a foundational basis of martial arts, but they really put us through the ringer for Snake Eyes. Gimme. Can Henry Goulding sing? No. There was actually secretly a scene in Crazy Rich Asians where we first meet Nick Young, and he enters into this sort of karaoke bar where Rachel is singing her heart out, failing miserably, and so he joins her on set and sings this terrible song, but a duet that sort of cements their love and their kind of jokiness together. It's been cut out of the film, possibly because of my terrible singing. It's out there somewhere. Ask John M. Chu to dig it out. Can Henry Goulding be related to Ellie Goulding? I always get that. That's the weirdest thing. She has a U in her Goulding, and I don't. Not related at all. If she could impart some of her singing skills to me, I'd be forever grateful, but sadly, I don't think that's possible. How, Henry Goulding? How old is Henry Goulding? I think I'm 34 now? Megan, manager, 34? It's true? She controls my entire life, so she knows better than I do. I'm 34 years old, guys. I knew that. How did Henry Goulding get into acting? Funny story. I suppose it was forcibly. John Chu was looking for an actor to fill this very sort of pivotal role in this little movie called Crazy Rich Asians. They were like on the last kind of 3 weeks of the deadline that Warner Brothers gave them to find somebody anywhere in the world they could. One of the accounting ladies knew about the search and was like, this is the guy that you need to find. I don't know what he does now. I met him 5 years ago at this event. His name's Henry Goulding. Here's his name. Passed it to the line producer. The line producer was like, oh, maybe this is the guy. Passes the name to John. Long story short, I didn't want to audition because I wasn't an actor at that stage. So I turned down the role. I end up being stalked by John, him finding my number somehow, and then forcibly telling me, are you absolutely effing ridiculous? Like, this is a chance of a lifetime. You need to put yourself on tape for me. And I was like, well, sure. And that was it. That was the rest is history, as they say. Last one. How did Henry Goulding meet his wife? I'll make this one quick. She stopped me in the middle of the dance floor of a club in Singapore, New Year's Day, so 1/01/11. She stopped me and said to me, why haven't you said hello to me yet? I'm leaving in the next couple of days. You'll never ever see me again. What are you going to do about it? Does Snake Eyes ever talk? We do in this movie. This is an origin film, so of course we're going to have him speak his part, tell of his challenges, and of course he is very calculative in what he says, because in this movie he's trying to achieve something, and that might not be good, that might not be bad, but he has his own sort of motivations. Does Snake Eyes get hurt? Oh yes, he absolutely gets beaten up a tremendous amount because he is early on in his training. He isn't the weapon that we all know him to be. He learns from his sort of hardships. Does Snake Eyes die? No. Does Snake Eyes ever show his face? Yes. Does Snake Eyes use guns? Oh, hells yes. He's got the famous sort of Uzi and katana duo going on. But in this iteration, I do get to sort of fire off a few guns, but majority of the work is definitely with the old slice and dice. I'm gonna rip these out, sorry. There we go. Is Snake Eyes a ninja? That is a good question, because we all presume that he's sort of a ninja and a badass. The Arashikage clan create ninjas, and that is their heritage and culture and world, and that's where he trained. But technically, he's not a ninja as such, but he is trained in the ways of the ninja. Is Snake Eyes in G.I. Joe good or bad? Oh. In this origin film, we get to see the makings of the Snake Eyes that we all love. He perhaps has a much more of a challenging route to becoming a G.I. Joe than thought of before. That is yet to be seen in the movie. You have to catch that. Is Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow brothers? They are absolute blood brothers. They've been sort of joined in ways that honor and duty can only bind men and women. And that is a bond that is unbreakable and is one of the most iconic relationships that flip-flop from hating to being an arch nemesis, to fighting for the right cause, the same thing, back to hating each other, and then hugging it out on sort of Christmas days and forgiving and forgetting. Is Snake Eyes blind? No, definitely not. Is Snake Eyes better than Batman? Why you gotta do that, guys? Why bring Batman into this? He is one of the most amazing humans in comic book lore, but so is Snake Eyes. So that is a battle I would pay to watch. Crossover? You guys have been searching a lot on Google, huh? What is Snake Eyes? Oh no. Oh, you're gonna have to help me. What is Snake Eyes' real name? So that is one of the mysteries that has been carried throughout this movie, as well as all the iterations of the comic books and films. His real name is classified, so you ain't getting it from me. What does Snake Eyes look like? This guy right here. What are Snake Eyes' characteristics? The guy is a man of very few words. He is a man of his word. He honors that of his promise to a fault. So he's a man you would want by your side. Finished. Well, That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for Googling. Not as many sordid questions as I thought they could have been. So thanks for staying PG.